Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Friday the 3rd of August. So looking at the euro dollar first, and well, big day today. We've got non-farm payrolls coming out at 1:30. Leading into that, the only other figure we got is for the pound, the UK services PMI at 9:30. So and then we got the services figure at 3 p.m. this afternoon for the US. So really, the focus will be on the non-farms. Where are we going in terms of the euro at the moment? Well, a real soft day yesterday. It sold off. It followed through with the pound there. In fact, there was sort of a bit of dollar strength running through these markets, and well, it's broken. It came back to a trend line for a short while. It had a little bounce off that. It had a bit of a choppy old day. But really it's weak at the moment. Now this weakness has really followed through for a large part of the week. We did start off hitting the highs and breaking the upper part of that wedge pattern there. It broke the top end of it. Looks at luring more on the sort of a potential bullish side from doing that and having not broken the bottom, but it's now done the top and the bottom, so once again it's erred towards the weaker side. And as you watch it through the week, it didn't even manage to get back towards the pivots on at least 2 days there, and it may be the same old, we'll see. But as I say, we have got non-farm payrolls out. There is a bit of divergence kicking along on the RSI there and the MACD, so there's a bit of divergence sitting across these lows. We'll see we get a bounce off this S2 zone, and it may see us coming back, but it doesn't look pretty at the moment, that's for sure. Well, if it gets back to the daily pivot, it may be a sell point, but with the divergence, if the divergence can hold on here and start reversing, we'll see. It may pick up a little bit, but for now, not looking particularly pretty, particularly with this huge red bar that we're seeing at the moment, a bearish bar. Okay, so we'll look at the pound. Well, the pound sold off. The data really well, to a lot of people is expectation. The voting was different to what I expected there and what was shown on Forex Factory, but so the voting was slightly different to expectations, and well, the pound sold off. It has been the more bearish of the pairings here. I've been saying that for a while, but well, where from here, it didn't manage anything new, highs or whatever else in earlier in the week. It's slowed down. It's got oversold. On the 4 alleys now, there's a bit of divergence again, and there's the potential again, there's daily pivots above us. I think it might be a big ask to get back that far at the moment, the way the strength it's seen. Again, big bearish bar in the last bar. We'll see how this pitches up this morning. It's just had a little bit of a pitch in this current bar here. It is trying is the term, but there's a weakness there, and the dollar strength seems to be prevailing there. Dollar yen. Okay, so dollar yen. Well, the dollar yen didn't shove up much yesterday. It recut. It sort of it pushed back. It's in a tight old zone again. It's sort of consolidation phase for the dollar yen by looks of things here. It had picked back up at the beginning of the week, back into it's sort of this mid-range here, but it's once again, as I say, consolidating. It seems to be sitting in this sort of it's probably a better trend line to be drawn. I should take this old pitchfork off, but I was just leaving it on for interest more than anything else. It'd been overbought, so that wore that off, and it's just sitting there quite consolidated now. There is the potential to get another shove up. Looking from the hourly point of view, well, daily pivots are still untouched below. Oh, it's a bit of an inverted head and shoulders kicking in there. That's a sort of pattern, but may get a bit spoilt if we come down for the pivot. But there is the potential now. So if we, I'd look for correlation across these markets of the pound and the euro selling off, or perhaps this could push up some more. Aussie dollar, well, still chopping. Sold off a bit yesterday. Still in this range again. It's like the euros and to a degree the pound and the yen. It's all a bit range bound here. Chopping along here, looking like a bearish sort of wedgy sort of pattern kicking in, maybe. Really not anything conclusive here. I mean, it has again got the daily pivot off. It's just put a big big bearish bar in, but maybe it's running into 8 o'clock and we'll see a bit of reversal coming through on these markets. Now if we do, well, there's the pivot on the below on the yen, above on the pound and the euro. So these, even if they don't get hit, it may make it part way towards these. Just a bit of profit taking maybe. We'll see, but again, not. If anything, it looks bearish. Bigger picture, lower lows, lower highs. So, bit of a bearish one, but there we are. Canadian dollar. Well, this looked like it was going to have a decent rally yesterday, and it had a sort of ended up a bit of a positive day in the end, but not to the extent I thought it might have done. It's still got some scope to push up towards that monthly pivot. Oil was slipping off. It was just flicked back to oil for a moment. It was coming off quite some pace yesterday, but it ended up pushing back up, look, and ended up on a bullish day. It had broken the trend previously a couple of days ago, but pulled back into that sort of above that sort of trend line. It's not really wanting to go down without a fight, is it? So there's well, I should imagine that was not helped by the stocks. Let's have a look back at the Canadian dollar then. So oil sort of coming to its rescue from being sold off massively, but it's still pitched up a little bit there, as with the other markets. Where to today? Well, it's a mess. It has got a lot of divergence sitting across these lows here. In fact, on the MACD, a double divergence running across this period, easily seen actually on the hourlies, but it's still got the potential to soften up here. But if the other markets this morning start gaining a little bit, I can see the pound is as I'm talking. Well, this may run down towards its S1, back towards this sort of range it's been sitting in. There's a bit of a wedge appearing here by the looks of things, so or pennant. Okay, as I said, main things today. Watch out for the services PMI this morning for the pound, 9:30. And services later on at 3 for the US, but in between that we've got the non-farm payrolls at 1:30. Have a great day. Bye for now.